Hey ladies, so this video is being added to our looks maxing arsenal. You can find the looks maxing playlist in my channel, but today I want to discuss how you are only as pretty as you think you are. You are only as pretty as you think. And we're going to get into manifestation. We're going to get into shifting mindsets and things like that because your image and how you perceive yourself and how you ultimately show up in the world begins with how you view yourself. It begins with how you talk to yourself. It begins with how you treat yourself. And throughout my whole journey, what I realize is nothing matters unless your internal self-talk is healthy and positive. Nothing moves, nothing changes, nothing grows unless your self-talk aligns with your higher self. What do I mean by this? When you look in the mirror, are you afraid to look at yourself for too long? Or when you look in the mirror, you're telling yourself how beautiful you are, how gorgeous your skin is, how beautiful your hair is. Are you looking at yourself with love or are you looking at yourself with shame in the mirror? That's all internal self-image and self-idealization. What I also mean by this is, do you look for outward validation more than you validate yourself? And I'm talking to myself too, because that's something I battled with. Looking to outside sources to validate me, to make me feel good about myself, to compliment me so that I knew I looked good. The danger in this is when you put that type of power in other people's hands, you set yourself up for destruction. Not only do wicked people sense that you have given them your power and you've given away your power by looking to them for validation, you harm yourself because now you have an external locus of control, which Exoticals United talks about a lot. An external locus of control means you give the external power over how you feel, how you operate, what you do, how you think. It basically controls everything about you. So you no longer have free will. External sources and external forces have power over you. And when you give external sources and forces your power, you are doing yourself a huge disservice. Now, I want to talk about how you are only as pretty as you think, because it really does start with how you talk about yourself. How do you view yourself? Are you telling yourself that you're the baddest bitch in the room when you walk into a room? Or are you shrinking down? Are you showing in your body language that you're intimidated or scared or anxious? Or are you coming into a room, stepping into rooms with your head held high, chest out, confident, giving people eye contact, and speaking to yourself kindly in your head? What is your procedure for when you're out in public and you're met with, people staring at you and people perceiving you from far? Naturally, if you have anxiety or if you have some type of PTSD or trauma, you may think there's something wrong with you. There's something on your face. You maybe have a stain on your shirt. No, most of the time people, if you're beautiful, they're staring because they think you're attractive. If someone's giving you attention, that's energy. Transmute it, alchemize it, and use it for your good. If you see people staring at you, good or bad, transmute that and tell yourself, damn, I look good today. And people are staring at me because I look good. That's what I do. I don't let myself get into the mental gymnastics of, oh my God, maybe I don't look good, or maybe I shouldn't have worn this. Maybe I'm standing out too much. No, I find myself doing that sometimes. And then I have to remind myself that, first of all, I'm beautiful and people are going to stare. But secondly, I can't let my anxiety be louder than my self-love. And I don't know who I'm talking to today, but a lot of us neglect ourselves and speak to ourselves negatively because we have anxiety, we have trauma, we have PTSD, etc., etc. And those aren't things that we should be using as crutches, right? We're not victims over here. Because again, we alchemize and we elevate off of the things that were meant to break us. Whenever something is sent our way and it's negative, we turn it around for our good. So it really is about making sure you are mindful of how you speak to yourself. Lately, I have been so wrapped up in my self-development and just manifesting certain things that I literally do not let my mind wander into negativity anymore. I saw a video on TikTok of this young girl explaining how she has trauma and PTSD from being abused and being in really narcissistic situations, which are obviously low vibrational. When you're in those types of situations, your vibration is brought down very, very low. You're operating with people who have piss poor energy and they're attracted to your light because you're opposite of them. But they're not going to say that. They're just going to keep you around, hoping you never wake up and realize that they're the problem, that they're toxic for you, that they're bad for you, that you are spiritually allergic to them. So she basically was saying that because her mind has been warped from the level of trauma that she's faced, she now has trouble being able to think positively about herself, being able to speak to herself in a positive way, which I can relate to. That's a trauma response. So what she said she does is, whenever she feels negative feelings, whenever she feels depression trying to creep in, or she starts to bombard her own mind with things that haven't happened or things that are just fake scenarios, she literally just starts to look around in the area she's in and point out, the color of the shoes she has on, or the color of the tree. Like, that person's wearing a purple shirt. My drink is green. Like, bringing herself back to center, bringing herself back to the present. Because our minds are literally wicked. Like, our minds will make us think things that aren't true, will trigger us with past hurts and with memories and with things that we've grown out of to keep us stuck. So she literally stops any negativity from coming into her mind by just stopping and observing her reality. And when I tell you, I've been trying this, ladies, for a week, and it works. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because this is at the root of you reshaping your mind. You want to feel your best, look your best, show up as your best self. It starts with your mind. It starts with the work you do on your mind. And if you battle with anxiety, if you battle with depression, if you battle with any type of PTSD, CPTSD, you have to start at the core, which is, how are you thinking? Are you catching yourself in those negative moments and reframing it and realigning it to your reality and to your present, and grounding yourself in the present, and stopping yourself from having these cycles of depression because your mind is just on this runaway train? Once I learned how to do this, I'm learning, like, wow, I can actually apply this to how I view myself when it comes to my beauty. So whenever I may be sitting around scrolling and I may feel feelings of like, damn, I don't have this or I don't have that, I could be doing more, this and the other, I literally stop myself and I say, what do I love about myself? And I try to think about what I love about myself. And I say, I love my body. I love my skin tone. I love how my hair looks when it's straight. I love how my hair looks when it's curly. I love my nose. I love my lips. I love my features. Like, I try my best now to catch myself in those moments of comparison or in those moments of doubting my own self. And I try to bring it back to the things that I love about me. Because now I am making sure that I am in control of the narrative about myself, instead of my mind, which is taking me to places of insecurity, taking me to places of doubting my own potential. So when it comes to how you think about yourself, when it comes to your beauty, that matters so much. Because how you feel internally will show up externally. If you're speaking to yourself positively on the inside and you're telling yourself that you're constantly working on yourself to become the baddest bitch walking, you know that you're gorgeous, you know you're beautiful, you affirm yourself daily, that beauty is going to start to radiate from the inside out. And if you have to fake it till you make it, fake it till you make it. It's not going to feel natural in the beginning, especially if you are a person who battled with speaking positively to yourself. If you struggled with looking at yourself in the mirror, if you struggled with accepting compliments, if you struggled with feeling worthy of things, you're going to struggle when you try to start praising yourself for your beauty and for your looks and for your talents and abilities and whatever. So understand that it's going to feel uncomfortable in the beginning, but it is what it is. You have to start somewhere. And if you have to fake it in the beginning, fine. Eventually, it will become your reality. And that's when you become unstoppable, because you're powerful. You have an internal locus of control. You are in control of your feelings and emotions. No one not complimenting you when you go out is stopping you from feeling the best, is stopping you from feeling like you're not that girl. You're not looking to your man or to your friends or to a family member to make you feel good about yourself, to make you feel pretty. You just know because you're radiating it from the inside out. And then if someone does compliment you, it's just an add-on, a supplement to what you already know and feel about yourself. But it's time for us to begin to think so that we can actually see that materialize in our lives. The Bible talks about, as a man thinketh, so he is. Spirituality talks about how you have to think, you have to assume who you are before you can actually see that manifest. It's all the same thing. It's all the same thing. You have to assume you are this person. You have to assume you're beautiful. You have to assume you're pretty. You have to assume you're great in your mind first. That's the foundation of it all before you can see that begin to shine through. I just wanted to come on here to pour into you guys and give you guys some warm words of encouragement so that you know that the first steps to feeling great about yourself, to being fully confident, and to loving yourself fully and feeling beautiful, even when you struggle to feel beautiful, is to speak to yourself positively about yourself because you're only as pretty as you think. So, ladies, drop down in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts below. I'll also be leaving my email in the description box so you can share your stories there as well. Have a lovely day, ladies.